fetch is an Osty attack. I think since we have so many good cards in our deck right now, we don't really need to take damage just to avoid Bing Bong. Okay. Hi, Bing Bong. And I'll take 2 more copies of fetch. Thank you, Bing Bong. Another 2 copies of fetch? Okay, this is shaping up to be Bing Bong's redemption arc for me. Go ahead and fetch. 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 We might lose to Doormaker, but until then, I feel like we've got something kind of crazy going on here. After being brutally murdered attempting a hang build, I have returned from the dead just like the Necrobinder. I like Scrollbox. Let's see if we can find a good path that doesn't involve a shop. Unfortunately, I see an absolutely incredible path that does involve a shop with no way around it. Nutritious Oyster. Necrobinder does start with less max HP, so maybe that's good? I don't really respect colorless cards, probably as much as I should, but there's a chance you can get Alchemize. I think I'll take a Nutritious Oyster. I have a bad habit of dying, so maybe it'll help with that. Not a big fan of being weakened, but Unleash doesn't really care about being weakened. Now, taking Nutritious Oyster may mean we can afford to be a bit more aggressive, because normally I'm kind of terrified of taking damage on pretty much anyone but Ironclad. Let's look at these cards real quick. High Five gives us both vulnerability and AoE, and Enfeebling Touch. Let's see, I think we're on Underdogs right now, and if we run into the Gardeners, we'll definitely be happy to have some AoE. Like here, we're gonna take a bit of damage, but in exchange we get some vulnerable up and we get to play the same card twice in a row. Please give me 1 strike. Thank you, thank you. Touch of Insanity is a great potion. I think So is good. And it's more AoE. Now, normally I do like Sword of Stone, but we have a shop coming like right there. So I think a little bit of damage in exchange for a little bit of money is a good little trade. Achoo. Let's see here. Unfortunately, I don't want to take a bunch of damage. I mean, that's probably true for most people in life, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure Thorns is going to go to me. No, okay. Maybe it's just because Osty was the one attacking there. But I mean, well, I'll play the So. Take 1 damage. Doesn't look like I had much choice in the matter, but that's okay. And here, I think we just play... Well, High Five. Okay. Sorry, Osty. Defy is an absolutely insane card. We also don't have any weakness so far. 240 gold shop. At the start of each combat, add 3 souls to your draw pile. I mean... Okay, Lava Lamp is interesting to get this early. It does mean we'll have to play super carefully. How many elites are we taking? 1, 2? I'm heavily tempted by the Lava Lamp. On the other hand, there's a lot to love here. Let's see. Defile is also really good damage. Let's think about this. But not too hard, or it might hurt my head. Adding 3 souls to the draw pile at the start of each combat is good. I think we gotta take the lava lamp. And unfortunately, upgrading Defy doesn't give it 2 weakness. So I think we'll go ahead and take 3 vulnerable. Gardeners? Not exactly who I want to see. In fact, probably precisely who I don't want to see. We're definitely going to use Touch of Insanity on high 5. I think this turn we kind of just stall. Avoid taking damage. And then here is where we can Touch of Insanity our high 5. And now we should be in at least an okay spot. I'll go ahead and play defend. We're definitely going to take damage in this combat. So maybe I do just want to try and push as much damage out as possible. Ideally kill this guy before he starts his nonsense of doing insane damage. Okay, we can stun him before he does his big buff. And go ahead and get some HP on Osty. Some more vulnerable. Big unleash. And surely we have him next turn, right? We just need to draw 1 attack. Okay, that could have gone much worse. Whenever Osty attacks, gain 2 block. Interesting. I mean, I suppose we have the makings of a good Osty build. I'll take Calcify. Okay, we are now an Osty build. And in the sake of not dying, I should probably rest. But I can rest at that chest after I get the strawberry, and now our rest is slightly more efficient. Calculated. Generally, I have a sort of, I wouldn't call it a rule for myself, but whenever I draw a path on the map, I tend to believe that whatever I drew on the map when I was highly paying attention to it is probably the best option. Okay, that looks like a little classic misplay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and play the vulnerable potion and maybe regret it later. But if we can avoid taking damage here, we can get an upgraded card reward, which early in the game is definitely a nice to have. Like an upgraded poke with our Calcify. Or is it called Calcium? Nope, it's called Calcify. And now we can kind of start focusing on less important upgrades, I guess. Sewer Clam. 10 damage. I think unfortunately we're going to have to skip playing the, what's it called? The high 5 on our first rotation. That way we can make our poke a super poke. 14 damage. Not exactly what I want to see, but we do have the weaken. And now we just need 1 more piece of block. We're kind of playing it slow, but that's alright. Sometimes in life, you just gotta take things a bit slow. Don't quote me on that, though. Maybe there's some, like, tech bro that knows better than me. Like, you're supposed to go hard and fast in everything you do. I'm not really that kind of guy. Debilitate. I was heavily undervaluing Debilitate for the longest time until my friend politely pointed out that actually it doesn't work the way I thought it did. You got buffed. You used to only take 20 damage each turn, and now you take 15. Well, it looks like we're not getting an upgraded card reward, but that's okay. 14 damage. They just make this guy rude? Okay, debilitate. Well, I'd like to debilitate high five, but it's probably better to calcify high five. And I've just accepted that we're going to be taking a bit of damage here. I'm hoping we don't have to rest against Laga, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I think we gotta push damage out on him, even if it means taking a little chip damage. Okay, I think we made it out of there without too much issue. And a Potion of Doom will be pretty helpful against Laga. I will take a second Calcify. And I will upgrade it. Okay, Laga. Do you end the run? Actually, I'm gonna stall just because we can play cards like Calcify if we ever happen to draw them. Then I could play Debilitate Defy. I mean, she's gonna wake up next turn anyway. What? Huh. Okay, maybe I've been double wrong about how I think Debilitate works. I thought it doubled the amount of stacks you apply. It appears it does not do that, but that's okay. We have both our Calcifies up. And we had to play Defy anyway so that we could not have it burn out. We're gonna take some damage. Against Laga though, I feel like it's pretty important that we rush her down. Now what would be nice, okay, we can play the Debilitate, which was already up, but that's okay. And then I want to get as much damage out as possible before we're sapped. Not to be confused with the other sap, Super Auto Pets. Oh, goodbye, Laga. We didn't even need the Doom Potion. Okay. I think a Shared Fate when we're building around Osty is probably worthwhile. Let's make our flames burn brighter. I like Seal of Gold. I understand it's bad. But let's go ahead and look at the map first. I would much rather have a golden compass, but yeah. Such is life. I mean, if I take Seal of Gold... Well, this path kind of sucks because we're only getting one elite, but... Alternative is very hot cocoa, but we have the candelabra. And pumpkin candle... I don't like pumpkin candle unless we're going to be pushing for a lot of elites. Which I guess we could take a path like this, which allows us to hit 3 elites, and then a late shop. Okay, here's the real deal breaker, or real deal maker, is I check my compendium, and I check my relic collection. I scroll down to Tez. I have never taken Pumpkin Candle before. So, we'll take it. That's the tiebreaker. And no more this path. We're going to go elite hunting. We're gonna run into B-Guy, Desi, and I'm not sure who else. I'm not sure if we need to calcify, but may as well. And why don't you get weakened, you lose strength, and then all of you become vulnerable. Okay, off to a good start. I don't think we need the second calcify, definitely need the sow. Okay, easy. I think Potion of Doom could be really good against B-Guy. And Rattle? I mean, we have sort of this Osty build going on, so may as well. When could we remove normality? We could remove normality before our elite. I think removing the normality, or taking the normality to remove 2 strikes is probably worth it. I can't see anything I would want to perfect fit. Yeah. I rarely ever pick this option, but we just have to not draw normality. Okay. I am already regretting my decision. How about I use the Doom Potion on him. Bullbug Nectar. And we're gonna take damage, no ifs, ands, whats about it. A weaken and a defend makes it so that he's going to get stunned. And on the other hand, we can just play all the cards in our hand, so no need to overthink it, I suppose. I'll definitely take another poke. I see the dredge. I like the dredge. But after that hang build, I'm not sure if I can be trusted with dredges. Does anyone know if Calipers is in this game? I don't think I've seen it. Okay, well, this sucks, but we're gonna take a pretty big smackdown here. That's okay. That's gonna be the only smackdown we take, right? And unfortunately, I hate allocating resources just to killing Parafrite over and over, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Can do high 5 to kill both of them, which lets us do debilitate, unleash, and poke. Okay. Things are going pretty well so far, and I'll take another poke. How many pokes do I have right now? You know, Hunter Killer, I think you're not going to like normality, because I don't really want to play more than 3 cards per turn anyway. I think. I might want to pop the fish oil. Nah. Oops. That's okay. We're gonna take some damage against Hunter Killer. And I do need to be mindful of the fact that Osty is not going to be affected by Tender, but my blocks are. On the other hand, I don't really have good blocks anyway, so that's probably fine. Sure, play defend, and play sow. I don't know why I have so much energy. Oh, Candelabra. Maybe something like Calcify, High 5, Unleash? Okay. Hunter Killer, more like nothing. Yeah, that one didn't really work that well. I'll take a Flatten. We have so many pokes that we should be able to make it work. I'd honestly like another Shared Fate. I really like Scythe, but it's arguably too late. Belt Buckle Not sure how I feel about that one. Centennial Puzzle kind of anti-synergizes with our Lava Lamp. I think it's card removal, Shared Fate. I mean, we definitely need to remove the normality. And then I do like Shockwave. But I think 2 Shared Fates will be kinda crazy. And Snap is an Osty attack. Okay, Osty, carry me. Right? Surely. Call me crazy, but I don't know if we need to play the fish oil. On the other hand, I'm going to play it. Let's probably focus on the one buffing for now. I definitely need to draw high five. I did not draw high five. I can kill the one doing the most damage. Yeah, add Retain to my Ascender's Bane. Might need that next turn. So, I am aware of the death spiral that I can enter if I continue to just focus on killing one at a time. Hi Morgana, please don't. Yes, be there. And I think we play a Defy, a Poke, and a Flatten on this one. We need to set it up such that we can play High Five and kill all of them at the same time, ideally. That's a good start. Okay, there we go. And an Eternal Feather. That's something. I'll take another Poke. 2 Calcifies, and what do we have now? 5 Pokes? 1, 2, 3... We have 4 Pokes. And a Red Mask. That's something to smile about. Another Shop is not particularly what I want to see, especially since we can't afford the card removal. And Fetch is an Osty attack and card draw. Okay, Stinky Triangle. Maybe play all of our cards. I'm gonna take some damage. Probably worth it to pop the colorless potion. Alternatively, I can save it for this next elite. Nah. I'll save it. Can pop another Shared Fate. May as well. And then I suppose we just play our cards. Retain the Ascender's Bane. I'm noticing that we have a lot of energy and not much to do with it. So I guess let's go ahead and do one of those. Play a Debilitate, a Poke, a Flatten, and a Sow. And I am a bit scared, but not enough to use the colorless potion quite yet. There's our Calcify. Now we can play Fetch, Poke, Poke, Rattle. Okay. And a Fairy in the Bottle. I'm pretty sure Art of War doesn't work with Osty attacks, but that's fine. Domain... Well, we have a lot of energy. On the other hand, we have 25 cards in our deck. I mean, this is kind of like... I'll take it and maybe regret it, especially since we have to rest right here. I obviously could choose to not rest, but... And maybe that's the right decision with a Fairy in the Bottle. Starting off immediately with a Shared Fate is a beautiful thing, though. On the other hand, our deck is full of dazes, which is a bit scary. This is a pretty nice turn to draw Domain. And I will now pop my colorless potion to get the bomb. Sure. And may as well go ahead and play a poke. I think I'll pass on the strike, though. It's a big chunk of damage, but a shared fate. Man. We really need these calcifies. It may be a mistake, but I don't want to play the poke right now. Okay, here we go. Both of our calcifies, a fetch, a high five, and a poke. Okay. I think we're back. Especially with the bomb killing him. Severance, Sikkim. I think we take Sikkim. I mean, Melancholy is nice and all, but I'd like to get more HP on Osty. I think since we have so many good cards in our deck right now, we don't really need to take damage just to avoid Bing Bong. Okay. Hi, Bing Bong. I haven't seen Bing Bong in a while, but I'm gonna do something crazy, and I'm not going to rest. I'm instead going to choose to upgrade a shared fate. With two of them, I think Knowledge Demon is going to have a bit of a rough time doing damage to us. And unfortunately, we have to play Rattle and then Flatten. I would like to do it the other way around, but that's simply not going to happen. And with the Fairy in the bottle, we're definitely taking Disintegration. Okay, drawing both of our calcifies this early gives me some hope. And we're not taking damage, except for the fact that we are, but that would have required doing a bit too much math and thinking. Not really my forte. 18 damage coming in. Or really 24 with the Disintegrate. That's fine. We gotta use the Fairy in a bottle at some point. And if not today, then when? If not now, then who? Or something like that. This isn't particularly an exciting turn. But that's okay. We really... Okay, Sikkim, high five, poke, poke, snap, defend. I guess we could have just retained the defend, but oh well. Take another stack of Disintegration. Then play fetch, debilitate. Well, I guess we don't need to play debilitate. We can just kill him. Honestly, I will take a Bone Brew. With Bing Bong, I don't see me wanting 2 copies of any of these cards. Especially with our shared fates. Okay, Vaku is here to troll me. I do realize it never ends. We don't have much card draw, so a Fiddle could be nice. On the other hand, guaranteeing that we either draw a Calcify or a Domain at the start of each combat is kind of crazy. Let's see here. This is kind of shaping up to be one of my fastest runs ever. And there's pretty much, as long as we go here in any way, shape, or form, we get 2 rest sites, which is as much as we're getting. We're gonna get what we get and not throw a fit, I suppose. Something like this? That works. And then immediately we get the domain out. We get to play a shared fate. Why do I have 4 energy? My pumpkin candle is extinguished. Oh, it's just showing 3 of 4 because we played the domain. Definitely going to hit this guy with a shared fate. And then poke, poke, snap to retain our Cinder's Bane. We may be able to get an upgraded card reward out of this, but I'm not sure we even really want it. This guy is dead. Not too worried about this guy with his -3 strength. And then calcify, unleash, rattle. A heart of iron. I don't know, I'd rather hold on to the fairy in the bottle. For whatever reason, they've now given me Doormaker 3 runs in a row, which is something that I didn't know they could even do. And I'll take 2 more copies of Fetch. Thank you, Bing Bong. These guys should honestly be some pushovers, I think. Go ahead and start by drawing cards. And I would like to have calcify, but that is simply not shaping up to be what has happened. Let's go ahead and poke, 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 defend. And here... Okay. We hit this guy with a Sick'em. And then we fetch. And then... we shared fate on this one. Unleash. Oh! Fetch is unique. So I thought the way Fetch worked was if you played a copy of Fetch, that you didn't get to draw a card. But since we have 2 copies of Fetch... Okay, okay. I'm kind of feeling like we have a crazy thing going on. Something like Rattle Flatten will kill this one. A Strike kills that one, and then we play 2 defends for funsies. And now we hit a calcify, calcify. Wait, let's think about this. 9, 19. Let's stop thinking about this and just play the cards. Another 2 copies of Fetch? Okay, this is shaping up to be Bing Bong's redemption arc for me. Go ahead and hit out a calcify, a high 5, and rattle's as good as it's going to get right now. And I mean, we gotta use the Bone Brew at some point. May as well use it on Frog Knight. I know this guy can get a bit scary if you disrespect him. Hit a fetch. Hit a calcify. Do some little Facebook pokes. Does Facebook still have pokes? I don't use Facebook. Nothing against Facebook except for the fact that I think it kind of sucks, but I just kind of found it irritating. How about go ahead and start with fetch, into unleash, into poke. I think we have something kind of crazy going on. This retains and could help us survive Doormaker. I think that's probably a good idea, because Doormaker has some pretty big attacks, and it exhausts, right? It doesn't exhaust, but we only have to draw it once. I really like Clumsy, and we don't have a guaranteed shot, so I'll go ahead and take a Clumsy. I guess I'll take 2 Clumsies, which, now that I think about it, is not exactly what I wanted. Go ahead and... Oh, he got new animations. I don't want to take 6 damage. Let's go ahead and start with one of those. I think I really need to play the Calcify though. It's kind of core to our everything that we have going on. We're going to take a bit of damage, but I don't think we really need many more card rewards. Go ahead and play Debilitate first. Fetch. Poke. And I don't think we need to sacrifice for 2 block. I also don't think we need to play Domain. Gonna take some chip damage, but Lightbulb guy is one of my most hated combats, so getting out of there with only taking a little bit of damage isn't too offensive. Now, I want to hit this elite. These guys would normally scare me, but I'm not feeling too scared right now. On the other hand, I am going to pop the power potion because I am a bit scared. Go ahead and give me another Calcify. And I would like to play Domain. Let's see how it shakes out. I don't think I mind if all of my cards are ethereal. And I really should play Domain. I will. I'm gonna take a bit of damage to do so, but that's probably fine. And probably throw the reduced strength on Flail Knight. I know he has a multi-attack. He's going to be scaling himself the entire fight. Okay, let's see. Can we kill Magi? Maybe. There's only one way to find out. And technically, I guess you could just do the math, and that would also be a way to find out, but that's a bit much, don't you think? We are going to lose the sacrifice, which I guess we could have just played to get 2 block. Surely I won't regret that. Go ahead and fetch. Go ahead and... Where is my high 5? Somewhere. Let's sick him. Sick him. Fetch. 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 Debilitate. Poke. Bodyguard. We might lose to Doormaker, but until then, I feel like we've got something kind of crazy going on here. As long as we hold this fairy in a bottle, surely we can't lose though, right? Right? A stable serum. Let's see what's in here before I pick the war paint. I'll take another rattle. We need to make our deck as big as possible to fight Doormaker. Which may be... Okay, Regal Pillow. Eternal Feather has gotten us quite a bit of HP, to the point where with the Regal Pillow I don't really want to rest. I don't think there's much point in upgrading Fetch or Poke, or even Defy. Let's see, probably Domain. There's obviously going to be times where we draw it with Jeweled Mask, and so it's kind of a waste of an upgrade, but I'm not too worried about that. We'll go ahead and play Fetch first. Into Poke, Debilitate, Bodyguard, Rattle. I think we've got something going on here. Like Fetch, Fetch, Poke, Rattle. Okay, maybe Doormaker doesn't stand a chance. And I'll take another 2 copies of Rattle. For a second, I thought, am I crazy if I feel like I don't even need to hit the rest site? but I may as well, if for nothing else out of habit. I'm not losing a poke. I'm not losing a rattle. I'm not losing unleash. I'm not losing a rattle. I'm not losing domain. Okay, you can have my bodyguard. Take an obscene amount of damage from that, but that's okay. And Mecha Knight, this guy is the true test of my will. Fetch. Fetch. Debilitate. Poke. Defend. Rattle. I'm gonna take a bit of damage. But here we go. We fetch. We fetch. We flatten. We rattle. We rattle. We rattle. I like what I have going on here. This is one of the most fun builds I've had. Does Sikkim count as a debuff? I don't know. Let's try High Five, then Sikkim, Poke. Could retain the burns, although I'm not sure that's a great idea. Now surely we can kill him this turn. With a Calcify and an Unleash and a Rattle. And a Vexing Puzzle Box. Sure, why not? I think Friendship is probably fine. Doormaker has a phase where he starts sapping our energy. A 40-minute run. And am I going to rest to heal 15 or 13 HP? Instead of upgrade one of my friendships? I mean, we're basically going to have no strength at all anyway. And I would really like to beat Doormaker. Sure, why not? At least it's a power and it's not something we have to draw through multiple times all the time. Go ahead and get some damage out on this door. Okay, here we go. Here's where things get rough. We have to play Defy because if we don't, it's going to be exhausted anyway. And then can exhaust to defend. Debilitate will last for 4 turns. So that's probably fine. And I don't want to exhaust my rattles. Okay, now we can't draw cards. Kind of sucks, but that's alright. You can't always get what you want, but we have been getting a lot of what we wanted. And I guess I'll hold on to So for a rainy day. Why not? And Osty's only at 3 HP. May as well, I guess. Sorry, Osty. Okay, this is the turn where we have to be really careful with our energy. Which we only have 3 of. I think we have to play Calcify and Friendship and eat 20 damage. Unfortunate, but we have the fairy in the bottle for a reason. Okay, now we're exhausting cards. So go ahead and play Strike. And then I don't really want to lose any of my other cards. Next turn is we can't draw cards. $33 damage. Okay, since we can't draw cards next turn, go ahead and retain my hand this turn. This is what the fairy in a bottle is for. And now we can go ahead and play fetch, fetch, poke, poke. Snap. Well, Snap's not really doing much. We'll just retain a Clumsy. Shared Fate and a big ol' Rattle. Okay, we're also not going to pop the Fairy in a Jar quite yet. Oh, I thought this phase would be the... Okay. Oh well. Since we have a lot of free attacks, I think we need to play those last. So we play Defend, Defend, Fetch, Shared Fate, Hoke. And we'll go ahead and retain the Sacrifice. And we didn't take damage. Okay. Now is a good turn to play Powers. And I guess we'll play Defend. No, it's not going to stop us from dying to... or having to use Fairy in a Bottle. So I think I want to exhaust Sacrifice and Sow. I don't really want to exhaust either of these. Okay, that's why we held on to the Fairy in a Bottle. And we can't draw cards. This is probably one of our best turns. We sick them, we flatten them, we poke them, we snap them. And then, do we block? We may as well block. Okay. I think we have it. We definitely have it. Wow. Man, after last run with the hang build that went horribly wrong, that felt good. Architect, you stand no chance against my Osty build. You killed my friend. You killed my life. He did what he had to maintain order. And he still doesn't have a sound effect for that. Well, I had a great time in that run. Absolutely beautiful. I think the pumpkin candle ended up working better than I expected. The bone flute too was putting in a lot of work for us. And Bing Bong, you know what? You're all right. You can stick around. I've been too harsh on Bing Bong. But I'll go ahead and get possessed by the ghost of YouTube. Say, if you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any comments about perhaps what's the craziest Osty build you've ever gotten off, go ahead and let me know down below. And if you want to see more content in the future, go ahead and subscribe. And until next time, you all have a beautiful day.